This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
The Revolution with Juan McCartney is sponsored by J.S. Johnson, Burger King, Commonwealth Bank, Popeyes, the Ministry of Health, Shop Smart, the Deposit Insurance Corporation, AML Foods Limited, Island Game, Airborne Freight and Cargo Services, John Bull, BTC, and Fidelity Bank Bahamas.
Here is a story told to the children of Africa.
We love the children of Africa, teaching the children. Oh, da 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 da, la da da da. Oi, black eye, black hair, black skin, black queen, stand majestic with the black king. Today I'll sing you a black song. You need to hear about beautiful black things. Cause most time we hear about black, we hear about black magic and black witches. Blacklist, black book, black market, Black Friday, you spend off your black riches. I've never seen a doctor in black, nor seen a black pill for cure no black people. But I've seen bush doctors like Tosh and Molly resurrect like a real black beetle. Malcolm, Marcus, Martin. When you see Walter Rodney, ask him. Oh, you know hear about how we laughing. So when the little offspring asking, tell them they never told us that black is beautiful. They never told us black is beauty. They never told us.
And welcome to the Revolution with yours truly, Kahunanku Sarah, also known as Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Enius III. It's a Friday, people. I'm happy to be here with you. I am happy that my brother Juan is allowing me to take the Revolution for a spin around the block. And, of course, you know, we can bring it as always. We want to give a huge shout-out to all of the listeners out there that have supported the Revolution and that supports the Holy Coptic Church of the Black Messiah, Kahunanku Sarah, etc., etc. We thank you. 2021 is almost done, and we're grateful for all of the assistance that, you know, we've gotten from all of the supporters out there. But we're going to jump into, obviously, you know, some blackety black topics. We're going to talk about why do black children need black dolls? We're going to talk about or ask the question, are we observing or celebrating a holiday or a holy day? Yeah, we're going to put that on the table. And, of course, you know, we're going to open the lines, 323-6232, 325-4316, or 325-4259. When that time comes, you can definitely call. You can text us here at Guardian Radio 96.9 at 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. And, of course, the text line is always open. We're on cable and BTC. Of course, cable is 969. BTC rather, Flow Channel 612. But, yeah, we appreciate y'all being here, man. Before we dive into the show today, we got to give a big shout-out to John Bull, giving you 24 reasons to believe this holiday. Enter to win one of 24 $500 gift cards with every $50 spent. So if you purchase something for $100, you can get, you know, two of them. I think my math's correct on that, yeah. Winners then vie for the grand prize of a $5,000 gift card. My Lord, put that shit on the school fee. Believe in joy, the joy of John Bull. Follow John Bull on Facebook and Instagram, where daily winners will be announced, so you can follow them right on social media. All right, you can check in store for details, but that is 24 reasons to believe this holiday. Enter to win one of 24 $500 gift cards with every $50 you spend. Check out John Bull today. So, I love the song we started with today. Thanks to my producer there, that's Chronix. And they never told us that black was beautiful. They never did. This society, this system that we live in, it's all about erasing the black. It's all about not talking about it. Some people are, not inclined to have this conversation. But of course, every time I get the opportunity, y'all know where we're going with this, right? So why do black children need black dolls? I want y'all to do me a favor before we dive into this. I need you to go to moj-baby.com. That's MOJ-baby.com. As this mojbaby.com is really an organization, and if you want to know what Moj Baby means, it means Moment of Joy, Be a Better You Foundation. And it was born from a collaboration between the Moment of Joy, Moj Foundation, and a Be a Better You, the Baby, International, to promote global actions in many ways, including back-to-school supplies, food drives, charity fundraising, education, et cetera, et cetera. So, without making a long story short, let's make a long story short. Moj Baby was able to supply school supplies for children in West Africa, Liberia. Initially, the initiative was 100 bags filled with everything that the child would need for the year. And we ended up with 400 bags. This initiative is not only for black people in Africa, but all over the world. It's just that these first few initiatives are in Liberia, West Africa. The next one is a baby doll give back. So what we're doing is, if a child has a doll or a toy that doesn't look like them, a little black child, we will exchange that doll or that toy for a toy or a doll that does look like them. And you can check us out at mojbaby.com. I know officially the initiative ended on the 30th, but we got a couple more days. You can donate on mojbaby.com. So I just wanted to put that plug in there, right? But why we're in the holiday season and we're trying to figure out, what we can afford after these past couple of years, but why do black children need black dolls? I want to run a little something by you, put it on the table, all right? Because we're not just talking about, how we feel about it, right? This is studies here. In February of 2021, this year, the results of a semester-long observation of kindergarten girls with the revised baby doll test. I don't know if you're familiar with the baby doll test. This was back in the 1940s. We'll talk about it a bit. But this was a revised baby doll test. They would put a white baby doll, a black baby doll, and they'll ask which baby doll is the pretty one. And the majority of the black children would pick up the white doll. And they asked them several different questions, and it really just showed how we've been made to see ourselves as inferior. But this experiment, which took place this year, it was a revised baby doll test, all right? And the results were published in the Early Childhood Education, a peer-reviewed journal. So any educators out there, feel free to look it up, all right? the Early Childhood Education, a peer-reviewed journal. So the test, 4 racially diverse dolls. They didn't just use a white and a black doll. They used white, they used the Latina, the black, and then a lighter skin and black with medium skin. So they used several different dolls. And they were placed in a diverse preschool classroom, and black preschool girls were observed as they played without any interference or outside influences. Just wanted to see how they would respond to these dolls. It was felt that choosing to watch the children play rather than sitting them down to be interviewed would allow the observer to examine their preferences more deeply to get at how they actually behaved with the dolls, not just what they said about the dolls. So instead of having them being interviewed like the previous experiment, which we're going to talk about, they said, let's just put the dolls in the room and let's just see how they respond. Because some people will say, well, you're intimidating these girls or you influence them, these children or what have you. So without asking specific questions like the Clarks did in their experiment, that was from the 1940s, the observer still found a great deal of bias in how the girls treated the dolls. The girls rarely chose the black dolls during play. These are black girls, right? When it came time to do either of the black dolls' hair, the girls would pretend to be hairstylists and say, I can't do that doll's hair. It's too big or it's too curly. But they did the hair for the dolls of the other ethnicities. Remember, you got the Latina, you got the white, you got the fair-skinned black, etc. While they preferred to style the Latina dolls straight hair, they were also happy to style the slightly crimped hair of the white doll as well. The children were more likely to step over or even step on the black dolls to get to other toys, but that didn't happen with the other dolls. The children would more likely step on or step over the black dolls to get to other toys, but that didn't happen with the other dolls. So what it means is back in the 1950s, the NAACP, this is in America, the nation's oldest civil rights organization, they used the Clark's doll test research as evidence for the need to desegregate schools. So this wasn't just some fly-by-night experiment. They were using what they found in these experiments to determine the course or the future of education in America. We are huge consumers of American pop culture, so this has everything to do with us. Yet in the observer's anti-own doll test, more than half a century later, in an integrated setting, it was found that the same black bias was still there. So now we don't only have black children, it's integrated, but the black doll is still being mistreated. Children are constantly developing their ideas about race. And schools serve as just one context for racial learning. School is about socializing. It is believed that adults who care about the way black children see themselves should create more empowering learning environments for black children. Why do black children need black dolls? You're coming into the holiday season. However you celebrate it, if you're going to buy dolls for black children, they should look like them. Whether it be the aisles of the beauty section of a grocery store, the main character selected for a children's movie, or the conversations parents have at the dinner table, black children need spaces that tell them they are perfect just the way they are. We shouldn't be trying to figure out how to change our hair or change our nose or change the complexion of our skin or any of the beautiful aspects of who we are. And so March Baby, Moment of Joy, Be a Better You Foundation, we're doing our part to make sure that just a few children, wish it could be more, but 100 plus are going to get these black dolls. And I'm using the opportunity to ask us here in the Bahamas how important it is for our black children to have black dolls. Because especially the young girls, when they're playing with the black doll, they're pretending that this doll is going to be their baby. So if they have a doll that doesn't look like them, well, what kind of cognitive dissonance are we introducing to the child? So this is one of the things I want to throw on the table, right? Why do black children need black dolls? All right? 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. That's on the table. The other thing, as we move into the holiday season, we see, of course, the trees, the Christmas trees, the wreaths, etc., being sold. And I want to find out, are we really a Christian nation like we say we are? Last year we did a show here on the Revolution, discussing the holiday season, and maybe it'll be played again. But I want to throw some stuff at us because every year we seem to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. And why I'm saying that is because I am of the opinion that we're nowhere near the Christian nation that we think we are. I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm saying it to make you think. We're not a true Christian nation. We may be Christian, but we're not true Christian. Because we'll read stuff in the Bible, but ignore it because society says, well, no, this is really what you're supposed to do. And so we're at the point now where, what are we doing? We're buying Christmas trees and wreaths. Now that's interesting because if we were to look at it from a biblical perspective, right? If we go to Jeremiah 10, and some people who've heard me either at church or on the radio, they know we're going to go here every year because we need to figure out why we keep doing what we're doing. And of course, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I'm not here to judge you per se, but if you say you are a true Christian, then I need you to explain your stance on Jeremiah chapter 10. I just want to read some of it, starting at verse 1. It says, "Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel." So this is speaking to a specific group of people. They only put Israel here, but it's really talking about Ishmael, Israel, and Midian, because how y'all people go. You all think Abraham had favorites like Ishmael and Midian was outside churn, but they don't have outside churn in the Bible. So these three groups of 12 royal tribes are being spoken to, not the world. Thus, verse 2, Jeremiah 10, chapter 10, verse 2, "Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen." Every year we teach the way of the heathen, and then we brag about how we're a Christian country. "And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them." We don't understand solar biology. We don't understand nature. See, what slavery and the kidnapping and the colonialization of who we are, what it did for us is it moved us away from nature, because in moving us away from nature, we could be moved away from God, and we could be taught by the heathen. Verse 3 of Jeremiah 10, "For the customs of the people are vain." You can spend all this money right now decorating your house, doing things that you're expected to do, and then you want to know why January, like someone said on social media just now, got 62 days. "For the customs of the people are vain." Well, what's one of these vain customs? "For one cutteth a tree out of the forest. The work of the hands of the workman with the axe." I see these in front of food stores and on the side of the road every day right now. "They deck it with," verse 4 of Jeremiah 10, "they deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not." That's a Christmas tree stand. But this is called the customs or the way of the heathen. Are we a heathen nation? According to this, we are. "They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not." Verse 5, "They are upright as the palm tree." Oh, so the evergreen is mimicking the palm tree. We'll talk about that. "They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go." In other words, like a scarecrow in the field. They don't really serve much purpose. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. We say we are a Christian nation. Just explain it to me. Just help me. It gives us the tree that we should be putting up, the palm tree. And it ultimately causes us to ask the question or beg the question, of whether or not we're a Christian nation. When the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 4, it says, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. That's a tricky verse, because you think this is talking about the Most High. But this is talking about the beast. This is talking about the dominant culture. This is talking about the traditions, the heathen traditions that we continuously follow. And it blinds our minds because we are unwilling to retrace the past in order to blueprint the present so that we can foretell the future. We don't want to go back and see what our great ancestors did. The true Christians, the true Hebrews, the true Muslim, the Atonists, the Atwanists, those who saw the Most High as one and saw that the Most High was a part of all of these monotheistic religions that they try to separate today. So there's a God of this world that's blinding the minds of the people. It says, 2 Corinthians, again, chapter 4, verse 4, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. Now, that's the tricky part of that verse, too, because you give us this white boy to look at and say that this was Christ. And that's nowhere in the Bible. So now it ties in with why we need to buy our children these black dolls. Because you're telling us that this Christ is in the image of God, but then you gave us a white Christ when there is no description of a white Christ in the scriptures. And don't tell me it doesn't matter, because the image and the likeness of God is the first thing they gave us. So we're in a quagmire. We're in an unfortunate state of being mentally blinded. And I'm speaking this way because there's an urgency that we need to move with for those people who care. If you don't care, hey, do you? This opportunity is for those people who care. But the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not. In this verse, it says that the gospel of Christ never said he had a gospel. Oh. Let's go to the book of John. Chapter 7, verse 13. The gospel of Christ. When did Christ say he had a gospel? Somebody, again, is teaching us what they want to teach us to keep us blinded from what the true message of the Messiah is actually talking about. And this is important because as we go to the book of John, verse 16 is what I'm looking for, not 13. It says, Jesus, who originally was known as Yeshua, answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. So the Messiah, who is being interpreted to Christ, as the book of John chapter 4, verse 1 says, didn't come with a doctrine that was his. He was reiterating a doctrine that was older than he was. And so if we are really if we're truly a Christian nation, why are we following the ways of the heathen? Why are we presenting our children with this so-called this jolly old white man, who, by the way, when you look up the word jolly or jovial, is actually related to the word Jupiter. And Jupiter is related to Zeus, who was the head of the Greco-Roman pantheon, whereby you're giving worship to Zeus. Why are we doing this today? Because we need to know, why are we continuously doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results? Let's jump into some texts before we continue on. As long as beauty and success does not look like me, then I don't believe I should have it. Wow. So yes, we need black toys. I'm on. Amen, I mean. Another text says, good afternoon, black children. One second. Black children or children of color simply choose the black dolls to simply identify with the color of their skin. I watch my 5-year-old granddaughter. She plays with both colors. However, she strips their clothes off and cut off their hair. I would ask her, why are you treating your dolls like that? And she would say, because I want to. Well, that happens. That definitely happens. All right, next text says, great show. As usual, I would like to give my input on the black doll topic because you're looking for someone to get cuss out on Christmas. That's what happened. We Bahamians do a lot of stupid things. We run red lights. We don't pay the light bill. Some black people even antisocial. But one thing we ain't is stupid enough to buy no one child, no black doll. You looking for jokes on Christmas Day. You looking for someone to get cussed out. See? Thank you for being on this text, though, right? Because I think that's the sentiment of a lot of people, right? Like, I don't want no black doll. But why? Why? We're gonna jump to the phone lines in a second. Let me read this one last text, right? You need help, man. You are so transfixed by race and racism, it's making you mentally sick. You need to talk to some white people sometimes. Cultivate some white friends, maybe. Jesus was Jewish. Jewish people are Caucasian. Right. So again, that's your opinion. And with your opinion, I juxtapose, or I put your opinion next to the study that I just read that was done in 2021, which shows that there's a racial bias amongst our children, which means the racial bias definitely is amongst we adults. So is it truly me that is fixated on race, or are we just ignoring something that is quite evident? Let's jump to the phone lines. Call you on the revolution.
Namaste.
Namaste, Elder. How are you?
I'm right here. We need justice, law, and order in this country.
Yep.
And of course, a godly deity is unified.
Yes.
You know, the thing is, Brother Uncle, a lot of people, most people, doesn't understand the concept of the Bible.
Mm.
You know?
But be a Christian nation, I mean.
Say it again?
Be a Christian nation. How do we not understand the concept of the Bible and be a Christian nation?
That's the problem now. They're not trying to understand it.
What they doing, Elder?
They don't understand it. That's why the vocabulary are not is what they want it to be instead of God.
Right.
You know?
Right.
They were put here according to Scripture. They were put here to do a work. We were put here to do a work.
Right.
Feel right?
Mm-hmm.
God has two people, type of people, and is Israel and you could say the heathen, but it's a different word.
Okay.
But he wants to make all of us one, all of those people one.
Mm.
But people not seeing it like that, and they're not understanding the Scripture for them to be teaching it and explaining it and to do what we were put here to do.
Right.
And that's His will.
The will
You know
of
what
the
I'm
Most
saying?
High. Yep.
They don't understand what His will is,
Right.
or they don't care about His will.
Right.
And it's obvious that people saying they're Christian, you know, and one part of Scripture say, greater works than these you would do.
Right.
You're not doing anything.
Right.
You see my point?
Yep.
I'm not saying you. You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta And I always say that British is no Christian nation. Some people just get offended when I say that. But they just don't understand the scriptures.
Hey, I appreciate you.
And it's all over the place, all churches.
Yep.
People don't want me to say that, but it's a fact. It's obvious. And, it's plain to see.
Yeah.
My other point is to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take, for instance, right now, they are digging up all those kings in Africa, right?
And been doing it.
Stripping the gold and stuff off of them.
Grave robbers, yep.
Yeah, you know about it, right?
Yeah, been doing it.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, with this disease, what they say came up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
They will close down parts of Africa.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But the same people wants to close it down or close it down. So it's the same type people. What's the word I want to use? Basically digging up the graves. Those people are looking for the gold. You know what I'm saying?
They want the resources, but they're not interested in the people.
You see what I'm saying?
It's the same thing like here in the Bahamas, where they want to come to the Bahamas, hide in the gated community, but they don't really want much to do with the people.
Say that again, because I can hardly hear you through the phone.
The same way people come to the Bahamas, hide in gated communities, but don't really want to do much with the people.
You're right.
It's no different.
Right.
They love our weather, they love our ocean, they love our resources, but when it comes to us, we're a formality.
And the thing is, the people that run the country for us, man, they are so immature. They can't see, or they don't care.
So Elder Bremen, hey, this is why we having this conversation. I got another call to jump to.
Yeah, they're looking out for themselves. They're into themselves.
Yep. And I appreciate.
Anyhow, take care, buddy.
Appreciate your call. 323-623-325-4316. 325-4259. We just threw a couple of things on the table. Should we be buying our children black dolls and black toys? That's a big question we need to ask. So one Texas said, you looking for him to get cussed. You know what I'm saying? And are we a true Christian nation? See, there's a difference between a Christian and a true Christian. We'll talk about it after this. Keep it locked here on 96.9 FM.
Do you worry that you or your loved ones may get COVID-19 and possibly die from it? Getting a COVID-19 vaccine can lower your risk of severe illness or death from COVID-19. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is available, and you only need one shot. One and done and fully vaccinated for now. Talk to a healthcare professional about your concerns and about getting vaccinated. To be safe, continue to wash your hands, wear your face mask, practice physical distancing, and get vaccinated.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health and this radio station.
Food security is a challenge for many. Now in a pandemic, many more are unsure of their next meal. Through their Feed 5,000 program and a $20,000 donation, AML is working to ensure that everyone has a meal for the holidays, and they're inviting you to help. Now until December 17th, visit any Solomon's, Costrite, Fresh Market, or Domino's in Nassau or Freeport, and Exuma Markets in Georgetown to donate and help feed a family in need this Christmas. No amount is too small. Remember, we're all in this together.
Baby, how hot are you?
Hotter than Nassau on a July summer day.
What you mean? Popeye's got a sauce hotter than you called the Hottie Sauce.
Never. Boy, you must be crazy.
Yes, baby. Popeye's has a new sauce for Meg the Stallion.
Well, take me to Popeye's then to see who is hotter, me or this new Hottie Sauce.
Let's go.
Where are my hot girls at?
Try our new Megan the Stallion sauce with our chicken nuggets or chicken sandwich now, before it's all gone.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
You've tried everything. ASUS with your mother's cousin's sister's auntie, and even hiding your money under your mattress. But is your money safe? Your Bahamian dollar deposit in a member bank or credit union is insured up to $50,000. If anything happens, your deposit up to the insured value will be returned to you thanks to Deposit Insurance. Visit Deposit Insurance Corporation at www.dic.bs.
Protection for your money guaranteed with DIC.
Cashmas time, here we go. Percy's doing it big this year. Cashmas time with extra chair. 12 days of merry winnings from your friends at Island Game. Friends we trust, hey we know. Cashmas time, here we go. Prizes and lots to do. This Christmas, come catch a lick. Put 20 on your account, quick, quick, quick. And you can win some awesome at Percy's Island Game.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here.
Yes, everything is here at Shop Smart Department Stores. 2 locations just for you. One on Mackey Street next to RBC, and in the Prince Charles Shopping Plaza. Come on down. Everything is here. At Shop Smart. At Shop Smart. At Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
At Fidelity, the holidays are all about family, spending time with loved ones, and being thankful for the little things in life. Worrying about bills should be the last thing on your mind, especially during the holidays. Let Fidelity help you get your bills under control. Fidelity can also get you started with a real savings plan that actually pays you interest. The only thing you need to think about is what you will do with the savings in your pocket this Christmas. Now that's what I'm talking about. Fidelity Bank is here for you this holiday season because you are family, and family is important to us.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
J.S. Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
You a behave and a go on like you never spent 500 years on a farm. The same chain you a wear and a go on is another black life in Sierra Leone. Boy, them find out Mama Earth got gold then. Them find out Mama Earth black soul then. You work hard just forget a black card. Same card where you swipe by back your black gold them. Hold on, I see no faces long. But this is not a racist song. This is a song for the children who was never told about where the race is from. They never hear it in them favorite songs. Everybody calm as a slavery's done. What I go on when the babies come? I start read about things like Dogan's Black Kemet and Kush, Black Kings, Black Senate and books. We teach about pyramids and put real significance to we physical looks. So every word when me sing black, in my world, everything black. Black, white, black, right back. So don't be surprised if me say me king black. Cause they never told us that black is beautiful.
Yes, indeed. 49 minutes after the 12 o'clock. The Revolution on 96.9 Guardian Radio. Kahun Anku Sarah with you today. And no, they never told us black was beautiful. They never, ever told us. And that's why I got to keep reminding us, because unfortunately, many of us don't know. Let's jump through some of these texts, and then we're going to tell you the difference between a Christian and a true Christian, and then we'll take some more phone calls. Great show as usual, brother. Anku, you're really looking for someone feelings to get hurt on Christmas Day. Well, that's not the intent. That may be, when we come to the phone line right now. When when you get a needle, to get the medicine, there may be a little soreness. But when the medicine get in, then you feel better, kind of way. Let's jump to the phones, and then we'll jump back into these texts. Caller, you on the Revolution.
Good afternoon, Andrew. How you doing?
Hey, this is Anku, yes.
Anku, sorry, Sparky. You know,
Sparky, I'll just Spark. No worries, man. You get away with that. You got.
Hey, Fritzy Jr.
Yes.
Let's go there.
You go right, yeah. You can't miss there. You can't miss there.
You can't run from that one.
No.
All right. You and your foreign name and they coming in here.
I foreign. I Yoruba. I from the Yoruba from being town. We African. Huh? Come now.
Copying these people's name. Hurry before this fella cuts me. You know,
go ahead.
You know they cut Sparky quick.
Go ahead, Sparky.
Because you see, the subject you started off was the white-black issue that we in a Christian nation don't like to talk about.
Right.
But we won't get mad and say we run things now, but they had us in slavery for 400 years and all kind of thing.
Yep.
But we don't want to talk about it.
No.
You know. Okay, I want to tell you a quick thing, and then we got our black women.
Mm-hmm.
Trying their best to look like white women. They purchasing hair from Brazil and India, saying it's real Remy, and they got the receipt for it.
Wow.
Because they don't like their own hair, what God bless them with. That beautiful, nice, knitted afro there. They don't like that.
No.
They don't like that blunt nose what they got. They want to straighten their nose with plastic surgery.
Yep.
They go out to say there's Miss Bahamas. But they ain't proud to go as a blackness Bahamas. They get the weave down to the hip, trying to look like a white woman, what they call good hair. And underneath that is peasy head. So when they go out nightclubbing looking good like the white woman supposed to be, when the man marry him, because he see this beautiful thing in the nightclub, then they drunk, then he won't
and that's
marry
my
her.
thing, Sparky. We, as black men, we encouraging it.
But not only that, but the baby could come out picky head anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's the good hair anyway. That's the hair we pick.
Yeah, but the baby could come out with what God give him.
Yes.
The genes from mommy and daddy.
Come
they
on
could
now.
come out with the Brazilian Remy and the Indian Remy.
Yes.
They coming out with the peasy head. Then they could take the baby girl hair and they could put perm in it
My Lord.
to straighten it up and put curlers in it to give it curl.
Ah, boy.
It comes naturally curled, but they got to put curlers in it to get the curl back.
They ain't tell us PZ is beautiful.
After they perm it, put all kind of lie in there. Then when they get old and the head start dropping out, then they got to wear a weave or wig
Now they got to
to hide their bald head, what they done burn out with the thing on.
Boy, you hitting
But they ain't proud to be black.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then the white people come with all kind of suntan lotion trying to get the beautiful black tan.
Well, that's a whole nother show because they
And
trying to be us.
And the black girl, she don't like being black, so she could take the blanco bleach and bleach her body so she could get white.
Yep.
And then all the toenails and the knuckles could be black, and the toes and the foot and the neck white,
Yeah.
and all mixed up, and the baby still could come out black.
Yep.
But we ain't proud, and then we turn around and say we're a Christian nation.
See, and it's all tied in because
And we lying to ourselves,
if
and
you
then
love
lie
God,
to the world.
if you say you love God and God gave you that
God
image,
bless you with what he bought.
the image you have is the image of God.
His image and his likeness.
Come on now.
So if you made in God's image and your likeness, whatever you came out like, you look like God.
Thank you.
Which means that God in you and you in God.
Thank you.
God ain't no white Jesus with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Exactly. And we going and we talking about you should love yourself from the blackest of black to the fairest of fairest. Love
But let me tell you
yourself.
something. I remember growing up in the Anglican church.
Mhm.
Every time you look up in the front of the altar, all those, what they call them glass windows, those painted windows,
Yes.
all you could see was white Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
white angels, white Gabriel, white Michael the Archangel.
Yep.
Everything up there was white, and we was all black people in the church. The bishop black, the priest black, the congregation black.
Thank the
but there was
Mosai.
white Jesus
They
on
get
the-
Father
on the
Thompson them
cross.
in there now. They get Father Thompson up in the window now. Thank the Mosai for that.
Oh yeah, they start changing the colors now.
They start, but yeah, they got some in there now. I was in there recently and I say, well, you know, God is
But they
good.
ain't want to talk that one time ago when I was growing up in Centerville. They
No,
had
you're right.
several churches around there. Palmdale Gospel Chapel, Evangelistic Temple, and some of them. Where black people couldn't go into church.
Wow. See
The
that?
only people could go in there with black was the maids would go into the church with the
Lord.
white people to watch the white children in Sunday school while the white people go inside the main hall.
Wow.
That happened right in the Evangelistic Temple on Centerville.
Wow.
Now they got a black pastor in there these days.
You see that?
But one time ago, they know the families who own the churches.
Right.
Grace Gospel Chapel and all them chapels and stuff around here. And up on Camp Road, before you reach Shirley Street. Only white people could go in them church.
Wow.
Black people went to the Catholic Church, the Baptist Church, and the Anglican Church. And there was one time where only white people used to go to Cathedral Church.
My Lord.
All the black Bahamians used to go over the hill to the other Anglican churches. The white Anglicans used to go to either St. Matthew's or they used to go to Cathedral.
Wow.
Now black people all over Cathedral, you
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
But
Well,
these are
Sparky, give us some
Christian
good history
nations.
there.
They've been lying to one another so long,
Yeah.
and I'm still trying to find out. I always hear them say, but Jesus say this and Jesus say that. Man, King James the first, the 47 Oxford scholars in 1604 translated the Bible. Now, what those 47 Oxfords did when they was translating, they passed that down to us from 1611.
Yep.
When King James first said, okay, the Bible is written the way I like it and I want it, now spread it to the
To
world.
work for him. To
For
work
him.
for racism, white supremacy.
Yeah, they said,
That's-
now this is the way I want it, spread it to the world, and everything in there, you could say, Jesus say this and Jesus say that. Do they have any book in the Bible written by Jesus? Is there a book in the Bible written by Jesus?
Only Revelation say this. That's his own, but he
So
say he get it
we
from
don't know
someone
what
else.
Jesus said
Yeah.
because we don't know if Matthew wrote the book of Matthew because the 47 of
Oh, they
the
admitted
scholars wrote
that
that book.
they
How
already
was it?
admit that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John didn't write them books. That's
Well, who wrote, is the 47 Oxford scholars wrote the whole Bible? Have a good day.
Thank you, my brother. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Let's jump into some text before we go back to the phone lines. Another text says, we are in the diaspora. We are Africans or Hebrews. Reference Deuteronomy 28. Definitely, that's a whole nother show, but I feel you. All right, this next text, it says, hold on, let me go back. Hello, Anku. It's ANKU, but I appreciate y'all trying. Hello, Anku. It is sad about what that texter said about buying the black dolls. I bought my niece one a month ago, and she absolutely loves it. And to the texter, those fake Jewish, talking about Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, people in Israel are not the true Jews. We are the true Jews in the Bible, it says. When God spoke, say unto the Israelites, our people need to wake up and know our history. They would be shocked, amazed, and angry all at once. We as people have been so brainwashed by the oppressor and want to be like them. It is pathetic. That's living in the image of the beast. Yes. Yes, we should be buying our children black toys. Well, there you go, man. I should run a poll. I should have run a poll. Anyway, let's continue on with some of these texts. This is the breaking news. I need help. This breaking news. I need help because I have a mental problem. So they added something to it. They said, I'll leave my number with your receptionist if you like. We can talk anytime on WhatsApp. No problem. 426-1148. 426-1148. You can't call me on the text line, whatever that is. Good luck with your attempts to change scripture and history to make Jesus black. What was interesting is the Bible is an African book. And that takes us into, what a true Christian is versus a Christian. A Christian is someone who is like a groupie for Jesus. It's like you have people who are groupies for like the Grateful Dead or like Jay-Z or Drake or Meek Mills. But they can't really rap. They ain't trying to rap. They'll wear the T-shirt. They'll follow them on tour. They'll buy all of their CDs. They'll watch all their videos. But they ain't trying to do what they do. You understand what I'm saying? A true Christian is one who wants to live like the Messiah. But you can't live like something that you don't know about. And to not know the race of the Messiah or the true culture of the Messiah, because y'all love to say he's a Jew. But he was not interested in being around the Jews because the Jews were trying to kill him. Read John chapter 7, verse 1. They were trying to kill him. So it wasn't about him being a Jew. He was of the tribe of Judah, Ahudah. That's different than Jew. You understand? Because there's a group of Jews in Revelation. That's the same me talking. Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, right? Those who are, according to those verses, the synagogue of Satan, right? So it ain't about me changing nothing. It ain't about me trying to make anybody black. They call Jesus the Amen in Revelation 3:14. Well, why are they calling him the Amen? Because 3,500 years ago, which is the real and living Messiah, they're basing it on is Tut Ankh Amun, who they call King Tut, who was a black king or a black ruler, right? But that's another show. Let's jump into another text, and then we'll jump. We got another call. Ali, got another call? Do we have another call? I just want to make sure. We do have one? Okay, let's jump to the phone lines, and then we'll jump into the text. Caller, you on the Revolution.
Hey, good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm great, man. Thanks for calling.
Okay.
And I know, you know what? We got news coming up. Hey.
That's what I'm about to ask you.
Yeah.
I'll call back.
Call right back. Call right back. All right. 96.9 FM. The time ran away from me. Keep it locked here as we jump into the news and back with more of this provocative conversation here on 96.9 Guardian Radio, The Revolution.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is your Guardian News Update on the Hour. I'm Kyle Joaquin. Thank you for tuning in. Here's what's making news. Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority Chairman Mikel Barnaby says some contractors who were given work under the former board were being paid to do the same work that others were doing for the authority without contracts. He said the authority took on an additional $21 million in additional obligations in the months leading up to the September 16th general election, which he called a clear sign of electioneering. The former Minister of Administration and former Executive Chairman, St. Barnabas MP Shenandoah Cartwright, have come under scrutiny over the pre-election contracts. Cartwright maintains he did nothing untoward and that the contracts were already in train before the snap election was even announced. Stopover visitors to the Bahamas grew by more than 25% in October compared to September of this year, with more than 52,900 visitors for the month. 47,000 of the 52,000 stopover visitors in October were from the USA, with 1,300 coming from Canada and nearly 1,800 from Europe. And diplomatic appointments still being completed, according to Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell. He said appointees are expected to sign contracts in the coming weeks as the government awaits approvals from other countries.
There are a couple of procedural steps that need to be done. Some of the appointees will be signing the contracts in a couple of weeks, but the heads of mission require the approval. It's called agrément, the French word, which really means agreement, from the other state that they're going to. And we don't want to announce any of those names until the state has agreed that that would be someone they would accept as our representative. So that's the issue right now. But we're working on it, and hopefully in a couple of weeks you'll know.
And that's what's making news at this hour here on the Guardian News Network. I'm Kyle Joaquin. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Girl, you see how Cora eye look funny, all black up yesterday?
But she say she bump into a wall when she's running after the churn them.
Yeah, but last Saturday you see her arm was all black and blue, right?
So what you saying? You think something wrong between her and Jack?
I ain't sure, but you know Jack is a jealous man. I hear him and Cora last Friday. I hear him say he hear Cora have eyes for Junior.
Now you know that ain't true. Cora is a good woman, does mind her business, take care of them churn, and go to church every Sunday. So what you think we should do?
I think we should report Jack, you know. Cora don't say nothing, but silence hides violence, and we don't want to line up in the cemetery.
Not me. I ain't getting in nobody business. Then Jack come after me and I land up next to Cora.
No, man, we could call a text Crime Stopper. And remember, we can even get some grocery money for our tip.
Remind me again, how does this work?
We can call them in Miami at 328-TIPS or 328-8477. Or when we in the island, call toll free at 300-TIPS or 300-8477. And if you don't have no minutes, use the Crack Crime Bahamas app and we could text them and the messages get on mix up before it leave your phone so nobody can know what you saying.
So what we waiting on then? Let's go earn some grocery money.
Helping out each other, family and everybody. It's a simple act of kindness with you, me, and RBC.
RBC wants to spread acts of kindness during this festive season. One simple act of kindness for our friends, co-workers, and communities can cause the brightest smile. Help a stranger, give a food basket, or call an elderly person. Share your stories at facebook.com/RBC Caribbean.
Acts of kindness, RBC.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Da 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 da, la da da da. Oi, black eye, black hair, black skin, black queen, stand majestic with the black king. Today I'll sing you a black song. You need to hear about beautiful black things. Cause most time we hear about black, we hear about black magic and black witches. Blacklist, black book, black market, Black Friday, you spend off your black riches. I've never seen a doctor in black, nor seen a black pill for cure no black people. But I've seen bush doctors like Tash and Molly resurrect like a real black beetle. Malcolm, Marcus, Martin. When you see Walter Rodney, ask him. Oh, you know hear about how well laughing. So when the little offspring asking, tell them they never told us that black is beautiful. They never told us black is
Yes,
beautiful.
indeed. 96.9 FM Guardian Radio, The Revolution. Kahun Anku Sarah, also known as Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Enius III, with you today. I am the head of the Holy Coptic Church of the Black Messiah here in Nassau, Bahamas. And of course, we're going to jump right back into the show. I had a caller right before the news. Is that the same? I think that's the same caller. Caller, you on The Revolution?
Yeah, good day again.
Hey, how you doing, man? Glad you made it back in.
Yes. When I hang up, I would like for you to speak to Christmas is the birth of Christ, but it's appear we turn it into to we and us. I'd like you to speak to that. But
okay.
But John Canoers, all right. We start preparing for John Canoe months before John Canoe, right?
Right.
Right. And come we start dressing up their shops and stuff months up leading up to Christmas.
Right.
I think I could see where the church is losing their ability to save souls, you know.
Wow.
For instance, this Christmas time right now.
Mm-hmm.
The only major celebration I see the church basically has on Christmas is New Year's night. I think in this COVID time, the people doing so bad, the church, like John Canoe, should start months ahead of Christmas, having events, giving out things like the Red Cross and having cookouts. And I know it's COVID time, but we still have in church, so we still have to say things, especially in the open around the church and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is some of the areas that the church is failing in. Now, the commerce is carrying on. John Canoe, even now we could have all John Canoe visual and all the rest of it, but
right.
the church, you don't hear. The church is actually silent. I think church is just competing among themselves, and you have thousands of church.
Yep.
So I think we need to stop. The church need to stop just competing among themselves, but who have the biggest church and trying to get the most members of the church, and go out there and try get back to the work of God. And let me commend Jehovah's Witness. As much as we talk about.
Oh, yeah, they never stop.
Thank you very much.
They never
you have
stop.
a good day, my brother.
Thank you. I definitely concur with you, and say much respect to the Jehovah's Witness, who, you know, I just make fun of them too. But you know, on a real tip, you are truly an example of, you know, taking a message to the people, the Jehovah's Witness. So shout out to all the Jehovah's Witness. I don't think they celebrate Christmas anyway, but when you talk about the birth of Christ, as they say, Christmas is supposed to be about. Number one, that's not scriptural. Number two, we need to look up what's called Saturnalia. All right? If you look at the historychannel.com, Saturnalia, held in mid-December, is an ancient Roman pagan festival honoring the agricultural god Saturn. Saturnalia celebrations are the source of many of the traditions we now associate with Christmas. So a lot of what we do in terms of putting up wreaths and putting up evergreen trees, etc., has a lot to do with Saturnalia. it's this idea of holiday, whereby we're sharing the holly sprays. We're making the wreaths, or so everybody would say wreaths, right? And we don't understand that these are the rituals of the Teutonic people or the German people. It's nothing to do with us. Now, there is an African reality to it. There is a true scriptural reality to it. And so far as the sun, S-U-N, on the 21st of December, that's the shortest day of the year. From December 21st on into December 25th, the sun begins to make the days begin to get longer, which represent the resurrection of the sun from death. That goes back over 10,500 years ago. You can even find this in the writings of people like Herodotus, who talks about being in Africa and seeing this holy day of what's called Hanukkah, not Hanukkah. This Hanukkah is over 25,000 years older than what they call in the Hanukkah, all right? And this Hanukkah is a celebration it's a feast of the mental lights, intelligence, that gave way to the actual lamps, or this ability to create light, this ability to create power, this ability to build for ourselves, which is what we got to get back to, doing for ourselves again. So we've been really misinformed about what these celebrations are about and how they tie into, as the book of Genesis chapter 1, verse 14 talks about the signs and the seasons. It talks about utilizing the sun and the stars to understand what season you're in. I'm not talking about astrology. I'm talking about solar biology. So obviously we don't have enough time to jump into it, but I just wanted to put it on the table because we're missing the true purpose behind what each ritual is supposed to bring to the table. The reason why the church is losing the grasp that they had on people is because people now, we're in the information age. So people can look up and see how they put together what we're calling the church today. But what I encourage people to do is don't just stop at what the Greco-Romans have done. Go back to where they got it from. Go back and look at the template that was utilized, the African template. Go and look at Pope Augustine of Hippo, who talked about Christianity before Christ. Go back and look at the Amen in Revelation 3:14. Who was that Messiah? Because that ain't Jesus. The J letter wasn't even invented. And when you look at this word in the Greek, Isus, you're really saying hail Zeus. So how did they move us from paying homage to our mothers and our fathers, 10 Commandments, honor thy mother and thy father, and get us to worshiping a man JC and make you think that you're worshiping Jesus Christ when he never said to worship him in the first place, but they really got you worshiping Julius Caesar, who was trying to save the Roman Empire, and by doing that, repackaged it along with those who came later into the Roman Catholic Church. So this is the reality. This the gift of understanding what we're doing is what this season is really about. So I pray that helps, and of course you can join us. We're online every Tuesday at 8 o'clock, and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and Sundays at 2 p.m. where we'll discuss these things and more. But let's jump back into these texts, and then we'll take some more calls. Uncle, forget the black doll issue. That's what the texter says. And we can jump to the phone lines in a bit. When we have an issue that pushes the agenda even more, which is we have black women, supposedly mature, intelligent women, who bleach their black skin every day to get it lighter. And their daughters see this. So what are they to think about their blackness then? When someone they trust don't like their own blackness. I agree with you, texter, but that it goes back to the doll. What type of doll did their mother play with? If their mother's bleaching and their mother's straightening the hair and straightening the nose and trying to disfigure themselves, what's the root of that? You can't tell people the Son of God is a white man and that his father is white because he looked like his daddy, Colossians 4:11, right? 2 Corinthians 4, verse 4. And then expect for people to look at themselves in the mirror and not see a white person and not want to change that. Something's wrong with that. we got to get back to the reality of who and what we are. Next texter says, no, I'm not trying to take one job. Thanks for listening. All right, next texter says, good afternoon. Tell Sparky he needs to look at black queens now. More have returned to their natural hair and love. That's true. Yeah, they got you on that one, Sparky. I mean, I understand where Sparky was coming from, but this texter got a point. There's more natural hair. I remember when Alicia Keys stopped wearing makeup, and they talked about the effect that had on the makeup industry and the hair care industry. You know, you women have the power to sway an industry by billions of dollars. We could be spending that billions with ourselves. It says, texter says, even fought for the right to do so in the U.S. Conversely, talk about other ethnic groups who have increased their butt and lip size. We all have insecurities. This is true. So we ain't trying to beat up on black women. I'm glad that the texter put that in there, right? One more text, and then we'll jump back to the phone lines. Good afternoon, Uncle. Your show today is quite interesting. I'm glued to the radio. Do you have a YouTube channel? Yes. If you just type Uncle in ANKU in YouTube, you'll see the Holy Coptic Church, Bahamas. And yes, my video as well as the other videos from the Holy Coptic Church, I think you would appreciate. It says, or some other videos or audios that I can tap into to get a bit more of your knowledge about your heritage. Thank you kindly. Yes, check us out. Type in QUBTIC, T is in Tom, QUBTIC, Coptic, and you'll see the Bahamas, London, Trinidad. We're in 15 countries on 5 continents. But if you want to specifically see my videos, go to the Bahamas. So thank you very much for chiming in. All right, let's see what this next caller says. Sorry, but I had to send 3 texts to get it all in. Love when you are on. Christmas is not the birth of. I had to text again to a caller. Christ, the 25th of December, Saturnalia. Saturnalia begins December 17th. All right, but I feel you. That's what's being celebrated. Christ was born in the spring, the month of Abib, to some, the heir of corn during Passover and not the dead of winter. So we in the Holy Coptic Church, we also celebrate or observe Passover. Fisak Shemo is what we know it as, the African tradition. All right. Is there a caller, producer? Caller, you on the Revolution.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, let me say, you know, in the book of Testimony, it says, prove all things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know, when you see, if you look in, you got a Bible with you?
Sure.
Huh?
I do, yep.
Do you mind reading Revelations 1 and 19, and then 4 and the first voice?
So Revelation chapter 1, and going into verse 19, it reads, write the things which thou hast seen, and the things which are, and the things which shall be hereafter. Revelation 1:19. And then you said Revelation 4, verse 1?
Yeah.
Revelation 4, verse 1 reads, after this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was, as it were, of a trumpet talking with me, which said, come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, now you notice what he's saying about, he said, write the things that you see, the things that are, and the things that hereafter shall be, meaning hereafter this life.
Okay.
And when you go to 4, he says, come up in there, and I will show you things that hereafter shall be. And anything after Revelations chapter, you know, and from I'll show you things that hereafter shall be, it is speaking about hereafter this life.
Okay.
And that's the way how you got to study Revelations. That's my opinion on it.
Okay.
But what I want to say too is, if you look in nation.
Which verse?
The first and the second.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. That's verse 2.
Right. Okay. Now, if even on this radio program, they you see they speak about that seducing spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is what's in the atmosphere now. I let you know that these are the last times we're living in, and they're speaking about doctrines of devil.
Right.
Now, you know, on this radio program, they're telling you, say, if you take this vaccine, they're giving you money, they're giving you all sorts of things.
They're seducing you.
Seducing you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that when they speak of doctrines of
devils,
mm-hmm. if you when they speak about pestilence is a pernicious doctrine. That meaning destroying, and it's a noxious doctrine, meaning causing harm to one's health and moral.
Okay.
Pernicious. That's why when you go to 2 Timothy, verse 2, 2 Timothy, chapter 2.
Yep, and I got to go after this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, and read that for the nation too.
Second Timothy 2 what?
Pernicious doctrine.
All right, that's the second verse?
Yeah.
And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall...
Second Peter, sorry.
2 Peter, okay.
Yeah.
2 Peter, the second verse. 2 Peter chapter 1?
No, 2.
2, sorry. And you said the second verse.
Yeah, no.
I see it.
Yeah.
2 Peter 2, verse 2.
Yeah.
And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. Wow.
Now you hear, now I speak about pestilence being a pernicious doctrine. And it says, many shall follow their pernicious ways.
Right.
In which the truth shall be evil spoken of.
Right.
That's why anytime when you bring the word of God, you'll have these people who get offended in the word of God. They come and they'll speak lies against the truth. Because this thing what they got, they even speak about commotion. Commotion is to put before the people as a controversial issue.
Yes.
That is a COVID-19 what is before us right now.
Wow.
That's why the word of God said, my people are destroyed
for lack of knowledge.
For the lack of knowledge.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I got some other texters and callers to get to. Appreciate you, man. And so the awakening is upon us. You know what I mean? We got people who are really, really diving into the scriptures. We don't have to agree on everything, but at least if we all reading and sharing with each other, we're thinking. You understand what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna get too much disagreement out of me when you call in and say how you feel about it. Hey, I appreciate the fact that you're reading it. Language is key. Go into the language and see it for what it really is. We got another caller. Let's go to another caller and then get it.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing, man? Welcome to the revolution.
All right, this is Juan McCartney.
Well, this is show, but he ain't here today.
Okay, all right. Good day. I call in concerning the same issue I talked with him about for the past almost 2 months now, for the COVID traces down here at the Meeting Street Ministry of Health. He still ain't being paid. It's officially 4 months now, and the only thing I've been hearing is a lot of talking going on about not being able to find funds. Question for you. You tell me now from this new government was elected, none of the ministers being paid since they've been elected?
That's a good question. I can't answer that properly, but I would like to think that they were paid.
So you can find funds to pay them, but us within the field battling, contacting these persons, letting them know what's going on. We can't get one single check.
Wow.
It's December the 3rd now. You understand me?
Keep calling, bro. Call every day. Call every show.
How they expect a man to survive, you understand?
Yeah,
me?
that ain't
everybody
fair.
that works here has families, and as far as I know, it's over a dozen of us, and none of us have been paid.
Right. Wow.
And I think the competent authorities or those who are in power now, regardless of their political affiliation, which some of us don't even vote some of us haven't even voted against them. As a matter of fact, I feel so more persons employed here voted for the present government. But yet they throwing the baby over the bathwater with all of the talking and the excuses as to why these funds ain't being paid. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right.
Yeah.
I know myself, I understand. They have something called a consolidated fund, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a consolidated fund and you're able to pay the MPs, man, come on.
Did you go to the MP? That's in Bain-Tawny constituency. That's Bain-Tawny constituency?
What is being done?
You say Meeting Street Clinic?
No, not the clinic. The Ministry of Health building on Meeting Street Hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
We go to that building. So
Yeah. But I would take it straight to the MP as well. You know. You did that?
Well, I've been trying to reach out to him, the Minister of Health. His constituency office on Fayette Avenue, and that being closed from since the election was over.
Wow.
You understand me? And
So Minister of Health, the people I'm looking for you.
Huh?
No, I saying what you saying, so the Minister of Health could hear you.
Yeah, and and he's responded through the media and said that he's aware of what's going on and so forth and so on. The budget may be tight or whatever the case may be, but how long it take you to rectify books or get everything?
Yeah, why they don't have y'all in the budget? That's the question.
You understand me? If you run a little mom and pop shop, it shouldn't take you 2-3 months to get your finances in order. Come on, government is continuous. You can't just say, okay, I win now, freeze everything, especially salaries, and people's lives continue to go on. Thank God I have a little hustle on the side. I could do the things to try and maintain myself.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the numerous females in this department too. But I don't know what they do. But anyways, I think it's not right what's going on right now.
Keep agitating, brother. Keep agitating.
Yeah, being agitating, man. It's 4 months. It's December 3rd. It's officially 4 months.
And the holidays
now,
here. People need their money. People need their money.
We need our money.
All right, my brother. So that's an official reach out to the Minister of Health, the MP for that area. Please contact the people there. They right on Meeting Street. They still coming to wake. I don't know the full details. I ain't say getting in it. But please, I don't think the man just calling up the radio station to be facetious or just to stir trouble. All right? Take a couple of texts and then we will go back to the phone lines. All right, so one of these same texts says, for your info, Africa is a continent made up of 2 races. Okay. The sub-Saharan Africans were Negro with no known written language. North Africa were Middle Eastern, 39%. Caucasian, 61%. Asian or Mongol. So when you use the broad term of Africa, you really need to differentiate sub-Saharan from the cradle countries who were not Negro. Well, all of them come out of the sub-Saharan. It's called the Bantu migration. Okay? And they came out of West Africa. That's why the Bible say, and they built a garden east in Eden, because the West Africans built the Nile River Valley civilization and then moved into all of these other parts. Just look it up. The Bantu migration. All right. Next text. Hello, my mother always said black is beautiful. Great mama. I would not say that what she would say red is. My Lord. Actually, we are Conky Joe in between black and white. You know what's interesting about that? The Conky Joe texter. The people who made these rules on what they call race, they would still call you a black because they had a one-drop rule. Some black women are not satisfied with the way how God made them. I do not understand why they want to wear weave past their waist. You see, Sparky is right on point. Well, it goes back to the dolls. It goes back to the... Look at it. In this country, we have what's called beauty supply stores. Like, you could supply someone with beauty. You see what they did there? Like when you run out of gas, you go to the gas station. When you run out of food, you go to the food store. When you run out of beauty, you go to the beauty supply store. How could you run out of beauty? But we understand it. I'm not trying to beat people up. I'm saying let's see what has happened. There's nothing wrong with us. Something happened to us. And it continues to happen to us. You see what I'm saying? 1:30 in the afternoon on 96.9 Guardian Radio. The show is called The Revolution. Your host today, Kahun Anku Sarah. Back after this.
Life in Sierra Leone, boy, them find out Mama Earth got gold then. Them mine out Mama Earth black soul then. You work hard just to get a black card, same card where you swipe by back your black gold them.
With BTC Business's new smart solutions powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Cashmas time, here we go. Percy's doing it big this year. Cashmas time with extra chair. 12 days of merry winnings from your friends at Island Game. Friends we trust, hey we know. Cashmas time, here we go. Prizes and lots to do. This Christmas, come catch a lick. Put 20 on your account, quick, quick, quick. And you can win some awesome at Percy's Island Game.
This song, this is a song for the children who was never told about where their race is from. They never hear it in them favorite songs. Everybody calm as a slavery's done. What I go on when the babies come? I start read about things like Dogans, Black Kemet and Kush, Black Kings, Black Senate and books. We teach about pyramids and put real significance to we physical looks. So every word when me sing black, in my world everything black. Black, white, black, right back. So don't be surprised if me say me king black, cause they never told us.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back to the Revolution here on 96.9 FM. You're sitting here today or listening to Kahun Anku Sarah, also known as Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Eneas III. I am the head of the Holy Coptic Church of the Black Messiah, located in historic Bain Town. I'm head of the Bahamas branch. And very grateful to be here with you and to share some of the things that are shared with members of the Holy Coptic Church by way of our Basesh, Hotep Tar, Coptic Pope, as well as other things that, you know, we come across that we think will help to further the discussion in this country. We really in a state now where, you know, we got to start just asking questions. Matthew 7, verse 7 says, ask and it shall be given unto you, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be open unto you. So, you know, what we're doing is the work of the Most High. Let's jump into some text right quick. Good day, host. The name Jesus Christ is a very powerful name. Whenever we call upon that name with sincerity and faith, there's a spiritual transformation. Please explain if you experienced such. From Rudy Stubbs in Freeport. Thank you very much, Rudy Stubbs. Let me answer it this way, Rudy, because I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying. The real and living Messiah was never called Jesus Christ. That was never his name. There is a power in the name Jesus Christ. The power in the name Jesus Christ is Zeus, Jesus, and Christ, Krishna. And these two deities or these two gods were merged or put together at the Council of Nicaea in 325. Yes, there is a spiritual transformation, but that spiritual transformation is referred to as cultural diffusion, whereby we as a people, the original true Christians, the original true Hebrews, the original true Muslims of this planet have been now mentally blinded. And so now we're calling on a name that doesn't work for us. The ship that brought us over here as Africans was called the good ship Jesus. So when we was calling on Jesus, we was calling for a boat to come take us back to Africa, which was our heaven. So I encourage you, my brother, to do some research on just the name Jesus and see where it came from. And ask yourself, was there anyone called Jesus 2,000 or even 3,000 years ago? Because you'll find that the letter J didn't even exist, so they couldn't have been calling him Jesus. And do some research on how they put this whole thing together. Furthermore, who we call Jesus never said to call his name. He said, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, not my name. So we need to be figuring out what's the name of the Most High Heavenly One. And in Exodus 3, Moses, who's talking to a burning bush, when he asks, well, who should I say sent me? I am that I am, the great I am, and Nere. You understand? And this was the African, and Nere. And we know it was African because Moses was learned in all of the wisdom of the Africans. They'll say Egyptians, but it was the Africans. Acts chapter 7, verse 22. So he would have been calling on the African Enere, the word Ane, I am. In the Sumerian doctrine, you would say Anuki. In the Hebrew, you'll see Ani. Okay? So the languages are key, but I appreciate you chiming in today. Let's get some more text before we jump back to the phone lines. Hey, Uncle, can you tell me your thoughts on the vaccine? I prefer to look to the Most High for my help and strength. What do you say? I look to science, and I say to people, they should also look to science, and if they feel like they need it, then they should get it. And I don't think anyone should be forced to take it, and I don't think anyone should not, have access to it. If you want to take it, take it. And obviously there's more to it, but that's another show, right? If you feel like taking it, take it. If you don't, leave it alone. But we also have to have a discussion on natural immunity in this country. If you got over 20,000 people recovered from COVID, let's have a conversation scientifically and start running in news clips because it ain't helping us. I enjoy the revolution with Uncle. More shows. Yeah, man, you got to call them and tell them, work it out. Good day, Uncle. Why do you think so many pastors and priests haven't moved beyond the elementary teachings of Christ? And the reference is Hebrews 6:1. Well, unfortunately, the message of the Messiah to the world doesn't work within the institution of monotheism, because Christ was, as they referred to him, the Christ, this Christ consciousness is a revolutionary spirit. This divine African spirit challenged the religious authority, challenged the government, challenged the thought process of the everyday person. That's what you're experiencing right now. You're experiencing the Christ consciousness. I'm not saying I'm the Christ. I'm saying the same mentality that the Christ had is what we within the Holy Coptic Church have today. That's what you're experiencing. That's what we're here to deliver. So many of the pastors and the priests are under Hellenism. They're not under the true religious identity that the Messiah, Yeshua Christ, was bringing to the world. That's just a fact. Let's keep on keeping on. Some more conversation about the picky hair. Also, not all long hair on black queens or our weaves either. Black hair is known amongst us for its shrinkage. So when so-called picky, quote-unquote, hair is straightened, it's very long. This thinking also perpetuates a myth that we all have short hair. Very true. We got it from the shortest to the longest. Beautiful people. All right. The song that's being played, that's Chronics, man. That's Chronics. They never told us black is beautiful. All right, we got another call?
Yeah, blessed. Good afternoon, Uncle.
My brother, 52.
Yeah, I taking in some of this knowledge, but, Uncle,
Yeah, man.
relating to what Sparky was talking about, you can't, people will do what they want to do, but all of that is really, the social construct of eugenics and race or social biology, in which Sir Francis Galton and Charles Darwin in his book, in Charles Darwin book, species preservation of favored races by means of natural selection, which that part they took out.
Right.
So what happens is, in the book, they actually describe favorable traits, sharp noses and this and that, eyes and all that. So these constructs were written from like the 1850s when eugenics started.
Right.
And then I see where they have the narrative about the Negroes calling it wiry hair, flattened nose, and prognathous profile, like big jaw and all that. And so, but I just wanted Sparky and other people to know that African people have a diverse features.
Yeah.
So it is because of the miscegenation with the Africans, that with the Europeans that brought these beautiful mulattoes. I mean, these Latinos, and most people don't know that, but they hide the presence even of the black influence, even in Brazil and Mexico and places like that, et cetera, et cetera. So the caller that called and was quoting from the Bible, at least he's one of the people who shouldn't throw away his Bible because he's using it and he's actually juxtaposing this with modern day scenarios, right? And so I'm vexed that we're not doing that. You know, I don't think God is for technology or God is against technology, but what I think he would be against is the way and the evil in which man is using it. And most people are being not mindful. And so a simple quotation, even if it was from Revelation, right? But this one here is from Romans chapter 1, verse 30, right? Hated by God, full of pride, without respect, full of loud talk, given to evil inventions, and not honoring mother and father. But even in Revelation, it says, woe, woe, woe unto the great whore, who has defiled the whole earth. And so the Bible always talk about the devil deceiving the whole world.
That's right.
And so this is what it's based on, is deception. When the Jews were being marched to the death camps, they were told that they were going for work and this and that. They were not told that they were being put to death until they found a great wine.
Yeah.
So everything is based on deception. But, you know, the vaccine, the thing is about the vaccine, you're getting subterfuge, and I don't want to get into it, but the fact that you can see most 80% of the global leaders coming on the radio pushing big pharma therapeutics, because I wouldn't call it a vaccine. I mean, I know.
Yeah.
They hate me, right? But they will find out that everything I've been trying to tell is actually what is going on now. And so just keep up the good works. Bless up.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you, man. This texter says, Rev, a few asks, if many black women want to have hair, eyes, and makeup to copy the white woman standard, how come they still look black? No, because they have the dominating features. I don't quite understand the question. But you could tell a black woman with some recessive traits or features. If you agree with Wole Soyinka that colonialism produced a great void in black consciousness, then can black people fill that void without studiously researching the history of Africa? I would say no. They definitely need to study the history of Africa because, you know, the truth will make us free. Good afternoon, Uncle. This is your friend with the broken gate. Oh, yes, my friend with the broken gate. Growing up, my mother made sure we had books with black characters, that I had black dolls. My parents made sure my brother and I were comfortable and confident in our own skins and any situation. And that's what we're talking about. That is what we're talking about. All right? If you are in a situation where you have a child that's trying to build self-confidence, it's important that the child see themselves first in a light that allows them to have confidence in their hair and in their nose and in their eyes, etc., etc. So definitely appreciate that text. All right. Let's see. Great show as usual. I think most Bahamians are racist. It was taught to us. The minute a male child is born, the first thing they tell us is don't bring home no black picky-haired girl. And also out of all the races, I think the mango-skinned woman get away with the most foolishness. Boy, you got some stuff going on. Because we would do anything for mango skin. That's how I know Eve was mango skin. You're going deep. Eve was mango skin. All right. The question says, hi, there is no power in the name of Jesus. Well, there is a power. The question is, does it work for us? All right. Let's see here. This person been texting for a minute. I apologize. I hope I didn't miss your text. Okay, good afternoon, sir. Normally, Jehovah's Witness around Christmas Day, as I do not celebrate Christmas. So they're saying they like the Jehovah's Witness. I do not agree with the last caller. My church fed and helped the community all year round. So the caller who was saying church is only coming around with the midnight mass, I think they were saying event-wise, but I hear what you're saying. We have a care ministry and an outreach ministry. Many churches are out there. However, they do not broadcast everything that they do. I agree with that. 100%. Man, you have me howling. I saw a black woman sitting in church with long lime green plaits. Oh, my Lord. Yes, the beauty supply store has to make money. However, my Lord, some of them overdo it. Bring a natural herbalist who can educate us about the vaccine. That's something I could definitely ask Juan about. They still look black because they forgot to buy the bleaching cream and the Blanco bleach. All ain't easy today. We got any more callers? I think another caller is coming through.
Yeah,
all right.
Uncle.
Hey, go ahead. How you doing, man? You're on live in the Revolution 96.9.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yes.
You know, you already addressed the point that I wanted to ask about the cultural diffusion and Hellenism.
Yes.
But another question you could answer for me, and you can make note of this, is the prayer, the Lord's Prayer. I often hear people repeating the prayer when it's my understanding that when they ask him why certain things happen, he said, "Pray ye in this manner,"
Right.
also of a blueprint. So it's kind of like reading a blueprint, hoping to live in the house, as opposed to building on it. And also on the whole concept of where you say where blacks are trying to look like whites, because basically what they're trying to do is mimic the economic. Those are the ones that have influence in economics.
Yeah.
But one of the things that they don't understand is that there's something called a head start. Like, use an example. If I was to give my son $1 million, and you was to just give your son the praise that he can compete with my son, essentially at his minimum wage of $250, my son would have had 77 years at head start, and your son would have to work for 77 years without spending a dime for living expense.
And not stopping.
Just to catch up. And so when you start talking about me giving him $10 million as a head start, he's starting 769 years ahead. You know, and even if you say, if you double his salary, he's still 384 years ahead. So this whole concept of changing your images so that you can get ahead is kind of an oppressive type idea. And so what the problem I have with the churches is, and what I call organized religion, tell them to use the expression, you say we close our eyes and they end up at the land, we end up at the Bible, is that they have convinced them that I think religion tells us that you can suffer in this life because you will have everything in the afterlife. And then you have to wonder, did you actually were given life in this realm so that you can suffer to come back to the other realm to have what you already had before? And so if you could just answer on the prayer thing for me, it'll be fine.
Thank you for the question.
All right.
I think a lot of times what we miss in the Our Father prayer is that it is an ancestral prayer. So that would be the blueprint. The blueprint is that the real and living Messiah, Yahshua Christ, was all about honoring his ancestors. Matthew 17, when he goes up into the mountain for the transfiguration, he sees Moses and Elijah. Now the question would be, how did he recognize Moses and Elijah if there were no pictures? And people say that we're not supposed to have any images or no carving. So how would he have known that he was looking at Moses and Elijah? Unless there was some form of ancestral worship. And when I say honoring, I don't want to say worship because I'm not saying pray to them. All praises to the Most High. But there was a deep respect, as the book of Exodus chapter 20 talks about in the Ten Commandments, for honoring your fathers and your mothers so that your days could be long. So Yahshua Christ was simply reiterating that reality insofar as the worship was never to be to him. He never said, worship me. He was saying all praises to our mother father. When you look at the word pater or fater in the Greek, which comes out of the Sanskrit, they'll tell you in the Strong's Concordance that you're looking at a mother or father. It's not just saying father, it's saying our mother father. And Nere, this term, this African term that the Jews lost. That's why they said they could not have the name of the Most High anymore. But the name of the Most High and Nere is back with us. So we're going to run to a commercial. I pray that answers your question. We'll jump back to some more texts. And then we're going to dive into a study before we end about how you see yourself is based on who you think rules in heaven. Another study. Keep it locked here on 96.9 FM. Kermit, I blame you for that.
Every word when we sing black. In my world, everything black. Black, white, black, right back. So don't be surprised if me say me king black. Cause they never told us that black is beautiful. They never told us black is beauty. They never.
Mommy, I want a Barbie truck for Christmas, please.
Mom, I want Minecraft Legos.
Okay, sweet children, just write a letter to Santa and tell him what you want. And if you be nice, he just might put your gifts under the tree.
But Mom, Santa doesn't exist.
Who tell y'all that? I've got great news. You don't have to rely on Santa for gifts for the family this year. You can let Airborne Freight and Cargo Services not only shop for you, but bring your items right at your front door. Black Friday sales, Christmas specials, whatever the occasion, order your items online and let Airborne Freight and Cargo Services ship them over for you. Just call 377-0450.
Ho, ho, ho.
I know that's you, Daddy.
Yeah, we know.
If you like a hearty, meaty burger, the A1 Steakhouse King at Burger King Nassau has it all. With flame-grilled beef, lots of bacon, cheese, and crispy onions on a sesame seed bun, the only thing that can top this is the tangy flavor of A1 steak sauce. The Steakhouse King is a meat lover's dream, and with an ice-cold Pepsi and hot fries, it's all you need to fill your day. Get your A1 Steakhouse King as a combo or part of the new King's Feast, only at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Let me ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Pam.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Is your money safe?
It's under my bed, so I guess so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why?
Unless your money is in a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, there's no guarantee it's safe.
Yeah, but what if something happens to the bank?
Your Bahamian dollar deposits are insured up to $50,000, so you'd still be ahead. Plus, your mattress might catch fire. Then what?
Man, those banks and credit unions are looking good right about now.
Visit the DIC's website at www.dic.bs. Protection for your money, guaranteed with DIC.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here. Yes, everything is here at Shop Smart Department Stores. 2 locations just for you. One on Mackey Street next to RBC, and in the Prince Charles Shopping Plaza. Come on down, everything is here. At Shop Smart, at Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
I see no faces long, but this is not a racist song. This is a song for the children who was never told about where their race is from. They never hear it in them favorite songs. Everybody calm as say slavery's done. What I go on when the babies come? I start read about things like Dogan's.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back to the Revolution here on 96.9 FM Guardian Radio. You are here with Anku Sarah, Kahun Anku Sarah, also known as Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Enius III. I am the head priest or Kahun of the Holy Coptic Church of the Black Messiah in Nassau, Bahamas. And, of course, I'm grateful to be here with you. We've been having a great show today. I want to throw something at you. It's kind of the end of the show, but you can read it. It's on my Facebook page. I just shared it. ANKUSARA, Anku Sarah, on Facebook. But there's a study by Stanford, because some people think, oh, you just focus on race all the time and you're mentally ill and you always want to talk about race. I hear you, right? But academia don't hear you. Consequences of perceiving God as a white man. This is a study done by a Stanford, I want to say sociologist, but this is from January 31st, 2020. Right? People who believe rules in heaven influences their beliefs about who rules on earth. All right? This brother Stephen O. Roberts, I'm not going to read it, but you can check it out, right? He's basically gone through a study that shows whoever you see as ruling in heaven is who you ultimately see as ruling on earth. And you don't think this is a plan? You don't think people are actually aware of this? This is Stanford, all right? This is like, creme de la creme in academia. They're saying it. You understand? So I don't want people to be, thinking that we on the radio just talking some frivolous stuff from back in the day. This study was done in 2020, January 31st. The sequel to the doll study that was first done in 1940s was done this year. because we recognize that the problem is racism, white supremacy. And if we don't realize that, then we're going to keep following in the footsteps of racism, white supremacy, or biblically known as the image of the beast. All right, let's check out some more text. It says, blame the oppressors who stripped our ancestors of self and said that black was inferior. Well, they're part of it. You know, we got to be in control of who we are. So let's do what we're doing today. Let's lift up being black. And that's from the lightest of lights to the darkest of darks, from the darkest of darks to the lightest of the lights. All right. Another texter says, hello again, forgive me, but I have been natural from February 1st, 2016. We ain't talking about you, man. I absolutely love and embrace it as a part of who I am, made in the image of our God, hair and skin color. Like his, it is a journey. All praises to the Most High. Listen, I appreciate you sharing with us today, and keep loving your beautiful self. This text is saying the Hebrew Israelites believe the true name of God is Yahweh, and the son's name is Yahwashi. What do you think about it? I think that's their doctrine. If you're going into the original doctrines and the original languages, it's going to take you a little bit further than what's being called Yahweh or Yahashua. You got to go back into, because a lot of what they call Hebrew is really called Paleo Hebrew. And you can look up Paleo Hebrew. They call Hebrew, if you go to the book of Isaiah chapter 19 verse 18, it talks about these Canaanites causing the 5 cities in Africa essentially to speak the Canaanite language. And so if you go back and look at what they call in Hebrew and even some forms of Arabic, it's really Paleo Hebrew that they're talking about. And if you look up Paleo Hebrew and you go back to where that comes from, it takes you back to what was called the hieroglyphs, or the script writings of not only Egypt, but even West Africa. All right. So yeah. All right. We got a couple more texts and then we got to run. All right. They say Peter is Latin for father, hence paternal. Did you see the natural immunity study from Harvard release the brain, my head, people? All right. I'll check out the study. Yeah, but if you go and look up that word father in the Strong's Concordance, that word pater or fat, because I know there's pater and fater, or mater, mother, right? But if you look it up in the Strong's Concordance, you'll see they're saying mother and father for the Our Father prayer. That's all I was making mention to. But thank you for your text. God is made in your image. You're black. So is God black? What about the other races? The other races have their other gods. Let us make man in our image and after our likeness wasn't only said once. That's the confusion. It had to be said on the Yellow River or the Yangtze River. It had to be said on all of the continents or the cultures amongst the various people of the world. But what the Hellenists have done is made us think that was only said once. That's why it says, honor your mother and your father. If we all did that, then we could see ourselves as beautiful. I pray that's clear. All right. One more, and then I think we got to get out of here. It's another one saying, I've been natural from 1990. Boop, 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 boop. Pick up to all the natural women and the brothers them who holding it down and praising the natural, beautiful goddesses. Give thanks. And we got to shout out John Bull before we leave. John Bull is giving you 24 reasons to believe this holiday. Enter to win one of 24 $500 gift cards. So the gift card is $500. They get 24 of them. All right. And you enter to win one of 24 $500 gift cards with every $50 spent. So you better get down there. They only got 24. Winners then vie for the grand prize of a $5,000 gift card. They say, believe in joy, the joy of John Bull. All right, follow John Bull on Facebook and Instagram, where daily winners will be announced. And the daily gift card winners will then vie for the $5,000. Oh, go into stores if you need more details. All right, just making sure I got everything, making sure John Bull is getting their just due here today. It's the season to give, receive, and believe. Believe in the joy of. If you don't believe in nothing, if you didn't believe in nothing I said today, which I don't want you to believe in nothing I say anyway, go check it out. Believe in John Bull. Shop holiday selections for the opportunity to be gifted one of 24 $500 gift cards. Give joy this Christmas, the joy of John Bull. It has been my pleasure being here with you all today. I appreciate every texter, every caller, every listener, every person that ultimately made this show what it is today. I thank my brother Juan McCartney for having me on today, and anytime he needs me, if I'm available, I am here. Again, you can reach out to the Holy Coptic Church of the Black Messiah at 426-1148. That's 426-1148. We are located in historic Baintown, and you can check out our social media. Just type in the word Coptic, Qubtic, and you can get more of this great information on being black and being yourself. Namastu, which means I bow to the divinity in you, and keep it locked here on the 96.9 Guardian Radio.
Teacher is teaching. Where did he get his degree? Now it is no mystery. Who taught us black history? He's up.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.